Billboard Philippines Volumes.
On this episode, we have Maki back on the show. He talks about his Billboard #1 Dilaw and the struggles he has faced starting out with his career. Let's turn up the volume on Maki.
Billboard Philippines Volumes.
Welcome back to another episode of Billboard Philippines Volumes. And today we are with not only the #1 on the Billboard Philippine songs, but also #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is for 3 weeks in a row. We are with the man himself.
3 weeks na?
3 weeks na.
What's
Maki,
up? What's
welcome
up,
to the
guys?
show.
What's up, Billboard? It's good to be back.
You know, I was very excited about today's conversation because I've met you a few times since we started this, and you haven't changed like at all,
Nah.
even throughout. Like you came here. I met you. I think at I forget what concert it was. I think it was an SB19 concert. I saw you there.
I saw you there.
And you're like, oh, hey, I'm Maki, like that. I was like, oh, nice to meet you. Super nice.
I was super shy back then. Like, super. I didn't know if you know me, so hindi ko alam kung paano approach. Like, nasa isip ko talaga, approach ko ba siya? Hi, hello, I'm Maki.
Super nice. And then I met you again when you performed here. You performed on Soundwave.
Yeah.
And you did an episode of Volumes as well. And now you're back, and not just too like long of a span of time. You're back and you're #1. How does it feel?
It feels very unreal, but I know I have to believe it.
Yeah.
Like now, I feel like I'm floating. I feel like nasa cloud 9 ako.
Yeah.
As in talagang, ang weird kasi dream come true talaga eh.
Yeah.
You know? And to be able to see my name on the charts, like sa charts lang nga eh. Kahit
Yeah.
makita ko name ko doon, sobrang napaproud na ako sa sarili ko. And I remember all the things, adversities I've been through. Parang now it all makes sense and it's all falling into place. So I'm just really, really grateful.
You know, one thing I'd like people to understand, especially the people that are watching this today, is that when we talk about a Billboard Philippines #1, why it's such a big deal is because we're talking about being #1 on Spotify. We're talking about being #1 on Apple Music. We're talking about being #1 across YouTube. This counts sales. It counts across the board, all streaming platforms in the country. So when we're talking about Billboard #1, this is mainstream consciousness. This is the whole country listening to your song. I don't know if you
when
even
you say
knew
it out
that.
loud like that,
It's like-
parang it's crazy.
It's insane.
So wild. Parang ngayon lang sabi sa akin sa harap yan, like, grabe.
And the coolest part is that we're counting the streams of even foreign artists. It's all around. And the beautiful thing we were just talking about earlier before we started this was Filipinos are choosing Filipino music
Yeah.
every day now and more often. And we're seeing Filipino artists across the charts. How does this make
Yeah.
you feel?
Actually, sobra akong natutuwa. Kasi now that Filipinos are very, very accepting. Like, I'm not saying na parang dati sobrang,
Yeah.
push away sila sa OPM. But now I think even the younger generations, even the older generations, sobra silang accepting sa OPM in terms of like diversity,
Yeah.
mapop man, rock, indie,
Mhm.
anything. Sobra akong napaproud.
Yeah.
Kasi like, I'm not just an artist, like, I'm not just a musician, hindi lang ako yung talagang susulat, but I'm an OPM singer.
Yes.
And it's a big thing for me to be able to see my name on the charts, even dun sa Hot 100 na, for all, like, kasama yung mga English songs. Tapos, parang, I realized na OPM is really thriving now.
Yes.
Sobrang nakaka-overwhelm kasi kasama ako dun.
Exactly.
Like, makita ko lang yung name ko sa charts, grabe na eh. And yung number of OPM songs na nasa top 10,
Yep.
ang dami. So, I'm really, really happy na Filipinos are very,
I love what you're saying because when we're talking about diversity, we're talking about inclusivity, and we're talking about that not even just a few years ago, it felt like the landscape was so
Yeah.
different.
yeah.
And now, just within the span of a year, we've had the first #1 Filipino hip hop group
Mhm.
to reach #1. We've had hip hop #1 with Hev Abby replacing himself. We've had Tony J at #1 with
Yeah.
like alternative music. We've had you at #1. We've had Beanie at #1. So there's P-pop. all these different genres are becoming number one right
Yeah.
now. And it's like, not only are we like, just like, oh, one song got big.
Yeah.
So many songs and so many genres and Filipino
Yeah,
music are
yeah.
getting big. Eto na. Golden age na.
Grabe. Yeah. Yeah, and para sa akin, sobrang gandang opportunity to for everyone.
Yes.
Not just for us na mga artists, but also for all the Filipinos out there na mahilig din talaga sa OPM, you
Yeah.
know? Kasi Filipinos are so talented. Like, I'm just so proud that I get to call myself an OPM singer.
We love that. Yes, exactly. Now, I mean, we've talked about the accolades now. You're number one. And I think a lot of people might be like, oh, that's just an overnight success thing. But we all know that's not the truth. So, right now, I'd like to ask you a little bit about how did you start in music? Give us a little bit of a background of that.
Like, professionally, like serious music.
Yeah, sure. Wherever you
Ah,
want to take us.
Hindi ko kasi alam talaga yung pinaka-start ko.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I'm just all over the place. I just know and I feel like I love music.
Yeah.
And I've thought of it so many times na ito yung gusto kong gawin for a long time.
Okay. So it's always been inside of you.
Yeah, like I used to go to auditions like kung ano-ano, The Voice Teens.
Yep.
Yeah, yung iba-iba pang labels. I tried. Unfortunately, nung time na yun, lagi ako nare-reject.
I love that. Go.
As in, like, hindi ko alam kung paano ako nakaabot sa point na to na hindi ako nag-give up kasi ang daming rejections nun.
Yep.
And, syempre, di ba, sometimes, syempre, as a kid din, parang may isip mo na pag maraming rejections, it's not for you. Like, maybe music is not for me. Maybe para sa ibang tao to. Kasi I've always felt like, okay, I love music. I think I'm good at it, but it's just not enough.
Yeah.
And I think I will never be enough. Like, yun yung time na sobra kong nadi-discourage. And I told myself that maybe music isn't for me. Maybe hindi to para sa mga taong kagaya ko.
Yep.
Na, wala. Ako, lang ako like, a very simple person.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in a big family na like super rich family, you know.
Yep.
I didn't have any equipments. I didn't have any instruments. I didn't have any recording stuff and all. Wala talaga.
You had a passion.
Yeah.
You had a dream.
A big dream.
Yeah.
Na I thought na dati it's too big. And para sa akin, hindi talaga siya masyadong malaki. Like, there's no dream na sobrang laki na hindi mo kaya abutin. I feel like if yun yung dream ng heart mo, you should go for it.
Yeah.
No matter how big it looks like, no matter how many people say na that's not for you, you can't do it. You know? Ang cliche niyang pakinggan na parang may mga ganun talagang tao na nagsasalita. Pero may mga ganun talaga.
Yep.
Like, the world is so big.
Yep.
You know, and the music industry is so big and it's so intimidating at first. Like, talaga dati, sobra akong na-intimidate. Kasi ang galing talaga, maraming magaling. And yun yung lagi kong tinatanggap sa sarili ko. Ano? Ever since nag-audition ako, ever since nag-start ako, and hanggang ngayon, laging may mas magaling sa akin.
Yeah.
Laging mas may magaling kumanta, mas magaling magsulat. Pero what separates me from them is that now I don't compare myself
Yes. That's
sa
it.
Other artists.
I love what you're saying because I think that's a question you have to ask yourself when you're an artist. Is what are you doing it for? If you have a dream to be like, you know, I need to be this number one artist. I need to become this very famous person. I need to make all this money. I need to do all these things. If that's the goal, not everyone can always make it there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you start with an intention na my goal is because I love music, I'm passionate about it, I want people to listen to it, I do it because I love it.
Yeah.
I want to make people happy. I want to make myself happy. I do this for the art. I do this for the reason of being a musician.
Yeah.
If that is your intention, everything else that comes with it is just an added bonus.
Yeah, 100%.
And I love what you're saying where labels, what do you call that? Auditions to like different reality singing shows, all these different things, rejections didn't stop you because at the end of the day, your intention was, I love music.
Yeah.
This is my dream. This is my passion. Nothing's going to stop me.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we're here. You're on Billboard and you're number one.
Bro, stop. You're gonna make me cry. Onti na lang. Ayoko na ang aga.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something I always think about.
Yeah.
Na whenever I go on stage, whenever I start writing, I always think about gaano ako kasaya sa ginagawa ko.
Yes.
Gaano ako katagal nakaupo na nagsusulat dito.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, pag bumibilis yung oras, that's when I feel like I'm happy.
Yep.
Like, whenever I tell people na, ang bilis naman, ang bilis ng oras, ba't ganun? Diba?
Yeah.
Like, whenever I write songs and I really enjoy it, like, oh my gosh, ang ganda talaga. Tapos paulit-ulitin ko siya, tapos di ko namamalayan anong oras na.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I feel that euphoric feeling, I always get to reassure myself every time na you deserve the number one.
Exactly. And you do. I think I'd like to talk about now is what is the story behind Dilaw?
Actually, magandang change siya ng ng transition ng topic since Dilaw is a song I wrote for myself. Ikaw umiyak sa iyong makeup. Okay. Siguro yung Dilaw is a song na I will always remember. I will always tell myself, or I will always listen to it even when I'm older. Even when I have kids, you know. Kasi it's sort of a love letter for myself na reassuring everything. Kasi I grew up experiencing so many things.
Get you. Yeah.
Not only like sa music industry, but in general, like I experienced so many things na hindi maganda like for a kid to experience. And through that, na-damage ako like personally. And na-damage yung mindset ko, you know. The way I see myself, the way I talk sa salamin. But this song, when I asked myself, do I really deserve yung ganitong harsh na mundo? Kasi ever since I was a kid, I've always been so soft. I've always been so loving sa mga tao. And then, all I get back is, you know, rejections, disappointments. But now, whenever I sing that song, and I sing Dilaw so many times, and they listen to Dilaw so many times, I hear Dilaw so many times, I'm so glad na I get to hear it every day. Na sometimes, yung mga artists, diba, sinisip nila na parang, yung songs ko nakakasawa lagi ko pinapakinggan. But Dilaw is, I will never get tired of listening to it kasi I know, na whenever I listen to it, kinakanta ko siya para sa sarili ko. Yes. And for all the people na you know, naka-experience ng same experiences as me, I want them to realize then na this song is for parang pwede nyo rin siyang gawing like a song for yourself, you know, and a song for your loved ones as well. Your Dilaws. Actually, may favorite akong line sa song na to. I think yung sa second verse. Di akalain mararamdaman ko muli ang yakap ng panahon habang kumakalabit ang sinag ng araw sa lilim ng ulap. Parang, hindi ako yung type na sobrang sunny talaga. Like, whenever I'm alone, I'm sunny. Like, bright yung personality ko when it comes to the people I love. Like, my friends, my family. But whenever I'm alone kasi, hindi ako kind talaga sa sarili ko. But now, I get to learn. Kasi whenever I hear my song, I get to learn na, you know, hindi man sa'yo mabigay ng mundo yung pagmamahal na gusto mong mabigay sa'yo. Bigay mo yun sa sarili mo.
Yes.
Like, ikaw lang yung makakapagbigay sa sarili mo ng ganong kind of love. Which is yung yellow love din. Na hindi mo kaya hindi ka makakapagmahal ng tao ng ganon if hindi mo mahal yung sarili mo ng ganon. Yeah, it's a huge transition sa EP tanong. Medyo sad boy talaga yun eh. Kasi sobrang na-wreck talaga.
It's real. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, the thing is this. There's so many people in the world that go through so many things, so many trauma, so many hardships. And not everyone gets to make it out to the other side where they get to change how they interpret or see their situation because it's just so hard. But I love how you didn't let that mindset or the things that happen in your past define you. It's always like you took it in like my glass is half full situation. And you're taking this song and using it as a form of healing or as a form of like manifestation or a form of like self saying this song is love, this song is self-love for me. Every time I sing it, I'm bringing that energy back to myself and also giving it to the world, because going back to the point, so many people are experiencing hardships like that, and they get to listen to your song and escape it for a little bit. and you're taking that beautiful energy and like beautiful messaging and meaning, and you're giving it back to so many people. And I feel like that's another reason why you're so blessed right now, is because you're doing that not only for yourself but for so many people, and it's not even like you're trying to do that, it's just happening.
So that's just me.
That's it.
Like that's the way I see things. And like I'm just so happy that I get to share
Mm.
all that,
Yes.
like from a big platform, through music,
Yes.
to the thing I love the most, music. I'm happy that I get to like do this.
Yes.
And for all the people na, like what you said, na sometimes may mga tao talaga na hindi makatakas sa ganun. I'm happy that nagiging instrument ako na kahit onting-onti lang,
Yes.
kahit isang araw lang, or like ilang minutes yung song, 3 minutes. Like for 3 minutes, they get to go to another world.
Yep.
Where they can be free. They can be happy.
That's the magic of music, really. And I feel like, I don't know, but at least personally, when I was younger and I was going through my own things, music was really my escape.
Yeah.
Always took me to another place. It was my own journey through another time, another realm, or whatever. And I feel like you've been able to do the same thing too. Writing music, creating music, and it's gotten you through so much to where you are now.
Like, nung sinabi mo yan kanina, sabi ko, grabe, kasi like, same as you, I've always been reliant to music.
Yep.
Like, whenever I'm sad, whenever I'm happy, whenever I can't sleep, yung feeling na parang yung mga artist na to na nilook up ko, they get to share a part of themselves to me, and then parang I create a world, or like I have this experience na nakukuha ko lang from their music.
Yeah.
And to hear na ganun din yung impact ko from a lot of people. Like, may mga tao na nagsabi sa akin, kasi Dilaw music video is very art-centric.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, like, kasi yun talaga yung first talent ko. So, gusto ko siyang i-share doon sa part na yun. But, yeah, there was one time I read, like, a letter or like a tweet or like sa X or TikTok. They said na parang yung fire nila to do art again, bumalik dahil sa kanta.
That's it.
Yung fire nila to write again, to write poems, to make things, to create things that they love. Bumalik ulit yung spark. And then, ako para sa akin, yun yung pinaka-achievement ko. Achievement yung number 1. Malaking bagay yun.
I get you.
Pero kung sabi mo kanina, that's just a bonus.
Yes.
Kasi para sa akin, sobrang laking achievement na may natulungan akong mga tao to move forward again. To wake up again one morning na,
Yep.
naika ko for them kasi like, I've been there.
Yep.
Like, I've been drained for so many years. Like, I didn't know what to do because I thought music is not for me. So I didn't know what to write. I didn't know what to do. Like, the first time I wrote like a song, like for my label, I love my song, But that's when I realized na this industry is so complicated. And one thing na dapat hindi mawala sa'yo is your heart.
Very true.
Whenever you perform, whenever you write, it's just heart, all heart. And that's all I have. That's all I have.
Hey, if that's all you have, that's all you're gonna need.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it, man. I love it. And just expressing that, pretty much we're saying is there's always another day. And there's always something that you can move forward to. And it's never a time that's as much as everything and everyone is telling you to give up. Just don't.
Just don't.
Just don't. Keep going. I would like to ask one last question today because I think we've had a really great conversation.
Yeah.
And the last question I'd like to say is, what's next for you? What do you envision for yourself? I mean, maybe now, a year from now, 5 years from now, whatever. What's the future for Maki?
Well, now kasi I have the liberty to do things. Like, syempre now, like, I have so many opportunities,
Of course.
and I get to, not control, but I get to say the things I want to say.
Yep.
And I have a platform to do it,
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, music will always be in me, talaga. I would love to evolve kung saan man ako dali ng hangin sa music.
Yep.
But one thing's for sure, I will always be realistic whenever I write. it's just gonna be true.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so, like, facts talaga. So, yung Dilaw kasi, it's, why are you laughing?
I love it.
Kasi, kasi sometimes talaga people, like, sometimes they comment na, write a song about this, write a song about that, blah, 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 blah.
Uh-uh.
Ako talaga, whenever I write, hindi ko kaya mag-create ng song na hindi ako nakaka-relate, or like, hindi ko kaya magsulat ng parang mediocre-ish anything. But yeah, you're gonna expect so many things. So watch out for it. Kasi I always tell my team, or I always tell my fans, I don't release anything I don't like.
Yes.
I don't release anything I don't believe in.
Mm-hmm.
But for the next ones, hindi ko lang sila pinaniwalaan, hindi ko lang sila gusto. I love my songs. And I'm really, really confident na magugustuhan nyo to. Like, I always tend to like overthink about it. Ever since whenever I release something. But now I just wanna be free, I just wanna release things na I know na magkakaroon ng impact sa mga tao.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it can be funny, a funny song, it can be a love song, it can be a heartbreak song. I just know that it's gonna be impactful, and it's gonna be something na may puso lagi.
It's gonna come from the heart. It's gonna be true. It's gonna be you.
It's gonna be
Very
Maki.
much.
Yeah.
A
Watch
little bit of
out.
a rhyme there. But I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I know that this number one will probably continue for a while. And I know no matter whatever songs you put out next, we're excited for it. Keep making music, keep touching people's lives. And you have our support all the way. Looking forward to what you will continue to do. This has been Billboard Philippines Volumes. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, on all the socials. And follow this man right here. Because, like, he deserves it. Looking forward to what you do next, man.
Thank you.
Billboard Philippines.